on the vlog again. Just can't wait to do a vlog again. The life I love is making vlogs for my friends, and I can't wait to do a vlog again. Doing a vlog again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. And I can't wait to do a vlog again. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Top Vloggers. As always, I am High and Mighty Joe, hanging out with
your co-host, the Lovely Cat.
And boy, have we got a great vlog for you today.
You can join us on all of our social media websites, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Top Vloggers. Also, if you'd like to help us reach the top, you can do so by going to www.patreon.com/thetopvloggers. Without your help and support, these vlogs will be almost impossible to do. There will be a link in the description below.
And if you're new here, you can subscribe, hit that notification bell so you stay up to date on all the future adventures that will be going on. Don't forget to comment as well, and we'll get going. Today's vlog brings us to downtown Kokomo, Indiana. Let's check out this courthouse and learn a little bit more about the story.
So far in Indiana, we've lost 26 historic courthouses to fire, 7 to disrepair, and 1 to a tornado. Fortunately, the losses have died off in the last 30 years, and the trends actually reversed. Today, we're left with 3 remaining Art Deco courthouses in the state. If Robert Gray had his way in 1987, though, we'd be down to 2. Gray wasn't a pyro, nor was he a county commissioner with shady ties to an excavation and demolition contractor. He was just a 42-year-old laborer at the local Chrysler plant in Kokomo, a blue-collar guy with charges pending, a blue-collar guy with a bomb in his briefcase. Free on bond and accused of dealing drugs to an undercover officer, Gray detonated his briefcase bomb during a break in the trial that led to the Sheriff John Beatty's office on the 3rd floor of the Howard County Courthouse. The blast put 15 people in the hospital, including the sheriff, who suffered burns across 25% of his body, as well as injuries from embedded shrapnel. The 1937 courthouse suffered extensive damage as well. The blast showered glass and debris across Sycamore Street, obliterated several sections of its wall, and bucketed the southwest portion of the roof. Despite the scope of the wreckage, no one was killed, well, no one except Gray himself, at least. He died at the scene. The Chrysler plant Gray worked at was evacuated due to reports of an additional bomb threat, and later that evening officers found live bombs in Gray's trailer. Fearing the possibility of several structural damage and additional explosives planted around the courthouse, officers sealed it off, preventing the coroner from getting in and confirming that Gray had in fact perished. Although repairing the damage took more than a year and cost more than $1 million, $2.2 million today, most officials felt safe enough and still had an undamaged space available to return to the courthouse for work the next day. And that's a testament to its hardy limestone construction and many observation buildings constructed with funds from the Works Progress Administration tend to be some of the toughest around. A strong, hardy building was what county officials needed in 1936. The previous courthouse, a circa 1870 Second Empire structure with a 126-foot tall clock tower, had been torn down in 1927 due to structural deterioration, and county officials had been shacking up in storefronts around town ever since. They let it go on for 9 years until the WPA, a massive New Deal agency that employed millions of people and financed construction projects throughout the county during the Great Depression, enabled the creation of a new courthouse. Indiana courthouse design had come a long way since the days of the Mansford roof. Architectural preferences had cycled through the Richardson, Romanesque, and neoclassical styles to arrive at a new juncture by the mid-30s. The state's most recent courthouse, built in Daviess County in 1929, was already looking outmoded as a new wave of architectural stylings began to crest stateside from France. Architect Oscar Cook took this inspiration and ran with it, giving us the Art Deco Howard County Courthouse we see today. Wikipedia says Art Deco represented luxury, glamour, exuberance, and faith in social and technological progress. That fit Kokomo. The old courthouse predated the 1880s gas boom when businesses flocked to Kokomo. The influx of industry led to the community naming itself the City of Firsts, and not without good reason. Pneumatic rubber tires, stainless steel, howitzer shells, canned tomato juice, push-button car radios, and the Ponderosa Steakhouse all got their start in the city, not to mention a little thing called the car. Elwood Haynes test drove his first horseless carriage down Pumpkin Vine Pike in 1894. A real road, but you'll sound like an idiot if you ask someone in town where it is. It's called Goyer Road today. Yep, more than 50 years before Robert Gray's Act of Vengeance, Kokomo was booming in another way and needed a courthouse that matched its image. Well, they got it. The building's east and west sides consist of 11 recessed bays separated by rectangular pilasters that from close up emphasize the courthouse's height. Wide projections frames from the mass of the building on each corner and extend nearly to the building's flat roof. That's all very nice, but the devil's in the details, and this courthouse has details aplenty. For starters, check out the carved band on interwoven scallops and the bead and reel molding that spans the top of the building. Or look at the engraved spandrel paneling that serves to vertically separate the windows. Stylized capitals top the pilasters that define the window bays. Although the courthouse doesn't shout it in your face, these elements are undoubtedly Art Deco. And it took me a few trips to Kokomo to appreciate how each detail contributes to the overall aesthetic. The Howard County Courthouse is only a baby compared to the rest of the state's collection, considered to be one of the most modern historic courthouses in the state, along with its Art Deco contemporaries in Shelbyville and Covington. Unfortunately, Indiana's more modern structures are usually left to eat all by themselves in the historic courthouse cafeteria. Popular opinion seems to be that the detail and intricacy so common in the old courthouses is just absent from the newer ones. I have to admit that popular opinion is, for the most part, right, but the Howard County Courthouse proves it wrong. The details there if you look for it. Take the steps leading to the building's main entrance. They're framed by tall, streamlined lanterns, and in case you missed it, the entry projection features Art Deco detailing on each side. While most county courthouses might be content with a bust of Washington, Lincoln, or personified Liberty, the doors of Howard County's feature busts of two local heroes.
Now let's see if we can get a little bit closer, and I'll show you exactly where the damage was. And we'll see if we can see any remnants of where the damage was.
The inventor, Elwood Haynes, and David Foster, the founder of Kokomo. These elements are rare amongst our courthouses. It would have been such a shame if the courthouse hadn't withstood that blast 30 years ago. The bombing resulted in several new security procedures, including the addition of a dedicated K-9 unit. The county had been using nearby Grissom Air Force Base bomb dogs, a computer networking system for communications, and a new crisis radio configuration.
Now right here is where a majority of the damage occurred, and you really can't see any of the remnants of the damage. Everything's pretty much been repaired and brought back to the way it was That's kind of cool. But yeah, right here on this corner. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this vlog. I hope you guys had a tremendous time. It was always a pleasure to be bringing these vlogs to you, but it is always more of a pleasure for me to be able to learn just a little bit more about the history of different towns and different buildings. So thank you for joining us on this vlog. I hope you guys had a great time and you learned a lot, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Top Vloggers, out.